Hello and welcome to the Sweaty Startup Podcast. This episode is sponsored by LaunchKits. LaunchKits.com/sweaty. Justin Rule over at Sparrow Websites literally designs websites for service businesses for $750. Turns them around in 7 days or less and gives you $50 off if you go to launchkits.com/sweaty and schedule a demo. Over 100 people who have listened to this show have gotten websites done. Visit boltstorage.com. That's my website that Justin did for me. These folks are awesome. They do Jabber integration. They give you a G Suite, which means you get Gmail, a Google My Business location, and they search engine optimize it so that you can get found. All you do is write the content. Let Justin's team build your website. One more time, launchkits.com/sweaty. Now, to the show. Something interesting happened to me on Friday. I was in town with my friend was in town, Mitchell Baldridge. You might follow him on Twitter. He's a phenomenal CPA. He's my account from Houston. He was visiting me. We were going kayaking, we were going to go fishing, and I was loading up the kayaks into my truck. I have some nice big Hobie kayaks, and they couldn't fit side by side, so I had to put one on top of the other one, and I busted out my back window with the tip of the kayak. Barely touched it, but it basically shattered the back window of my truck. So now I am leaving for Indiana for the 4th of July on Wednesday. Here I am on Monday morning needing to get my window replaced. And this is just an example of what you are competing with. I made a call to basically the main company in Athens, highest amount of Google reviews, first on Google. And I'm dialing now. I'll hold it up a little bit closer when they answer. But this voicemail is unbelievable. And I'm doing this in real time because I'm 90% sure they're not going to answer this phone. But finding a company to change this window for me has been a disaster. SafeLight does not have a phone number, and the way that you have to fill out their website, there's a lot of friction. We'll talk about all of it, but I want you to listen to this man's voicemail greeting.
Hello, this is Easy Auto Glass. Do me a favor, please leave a name and number, and I'll give you a shot back as soon as I possibly can. I'm most likely working on somebody's call right now, and you kind of have to be a little patient, man. It's been busy as hell, and we can't find anybody that works to help answer the phones. Just, I'll give you a shot back as soon as I can. Usually that means getting everything done in the morning. I'm giving you guys a call back later in the morning or afternoon. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.
We are busy as hell, and we can't find anybody to answer the phones. And that is not what he's telling his friends over a beer. He's telling his customers that on a voicemail. Now, I went to SafeLight, and they don't have a customer service line. They're so overloaded. There was a hailstorm in Athens, a small hailstorm in Athens about 3 weeks ago. And you go to their website, we are overloaded. We cannot take on new customers. We are too busy to do X, Y, and Z. Please just fill out this form, and we'll see when the next available appointment is. I was able to schedule an appointment for next week, so I'm going to drive to Indiana with some basically, I guess you would say like tape or a garbage bag over my rear window. There's only one side of the back panel that's busted, so I'm going to make it work because I have to drive my truck. Anyway, this is not a complex business, putting in glass in cars. I mean, yes, you need some skill. Yes, you need to learn it, but I'm sure you could get a job for our boy there at Athens Glass, and you would learn how to do this stuff in a month or two. And there's big money to be made. I did call another company in Athens, and they did pick up the phone, and they could get me in 3 days later, but they charged $850 for this back glass panel. SafeLight is only $520. So basically, you can name your price if you can actually answer the phone. So that's just one small business idea that if you're looking for a sweaty startup and you actually know how to hire. See, this is the thing. I released the hiring course a couple months back. If you want to check that out, it's if you go to sweatystartup.com, you can click on the courses on the top, and you can see a link to my hiring course. It's $199, and it goes through how to hire employees, how to take ownership of hiring employees. Because the guy like this, we'll call him Ed. The guy Ed who runs Auto Glass, he hopes that employees walk in his door that want to work for him. He hopes that if he puts an ad on Indeed, people will just show up and treat his business like he does. He does not take ownership over hiring employees. He doesn't recruit them. He doesn't try hard to find them. He doesn't train them. There's no pipeline. That's the problem. So these service businesses, and another problem is he's doing all the work he wants to do. He does 4 or 5 glass changes a day, makes $2,000 or $3,000 a day with a small team, and that's what he does. That's it. Makes good money replacing windows. So you as a business owner, can think about this one of two ways. Ooh, that's not an area I want to compete because you got to sweat. It's hard work. You got to learn how to replace a window. You got to learn how to do whatever. And hiring employees is brutal. It's the hardest time ever to find employees. Or you can say, okay, if that's really my competition, if Safelite makes it really, really hard to fill out a form on their website because you got to pick of 17 different back panels on your Ram truck and you have no idea which one it is and you have no way of telling it by looking at the panel. My wife tried to do it for 45 minutes. She could not figure it out. I ended up just guessing. If I ordered the wrong window, who knows? Had to make an educated guess. And then the other people don't even answer the phone. And the ones who do can get you in 2 days and basically charge whatever they want. They're 50% more than Safelite, which is a franchise. There's opportunities everywhere out there. If you take ownership of your employees, if you're not afraid to charge good money, and if you put your hat in the game.